the sense that...
Psychic Annette Martin says Dennis Prado is somewhere in San Pedro Park, but the park is huge. 2,000 acres of tangled underbrush, steep cliffs, and dense forest. Search and rescue tracker Roberta Hauser is skeptical. During the initial search for Prado, she'd scoured much of the park and found nothing.
You know, we've been through a lot of these areas already, maybe once, even twice. 2 teams have been through this area.
But the psychic has a hunch, and the detective is willing to give her a shot.
Here's a map of the San Pedro Valley Park. You know, I've checked several locations throughout the park, and I'm just hoping that you could pinpoint or narrow down the location.
Great. Well, let me hold it, and let me see what I can pick up with it, okay?
Annette holds her hand over the map, and she's instantly struck with a vision.
He's right here. I know it. That's where it is, right there.
Annette draws a small circle on the map, representing an area about 1/8 of a mile around. She tells Riley Vasquez that Prado is inside the circle and about 10 feet from a trail. But Annette also has some bad news.
I think that he's dead. I'm not getting any struggle whatsoever, but there's just no life.
For once, Sergeant Riley Vasquez hopes Annette is wrong. He gives her map to Hauser.
I was skeptical because I kind of felt like I needed to go about how we do searches, and I was kind of continuing to use calculations of probability of where he might be, and having a psychic interviewed was not something that I was used to using.
But with a cold trail and nothing left to lose, Hauser sets out for the area Annette circled on the map. At first, Hauser sees nothing but the snarled brush. But as she lets Annette's map guide her, she spots something Annette saw. Something that doesn't belong. It's a shoe. Looking closer, she sees green clothing. And then, human remains. It's Dennis Prado. The missing man has finally been found.
I found him was about 10 feet off the trail with very high, like 3-foot high brush surrounding him. He was very well camouflaged because of his habit of wearing all green clothing, and you couldn't see him from the trail.
Hauser is astonished with the discovery. Prado's not just inside the circle Annette drew, he's at the very center of that circle.
It's a huge park. And the idea that we would have found him exactly where she had said, not only exactly where she said, exactly in the center of the circle that she had circled on the map, was remarkable.
The medical examiner determines that Dennis Prado died of natural causes. Most likely, he'd gone out for a hike, suffered a stroke or heart attack, and stopped breathing. It was just as Annette had envisioned it. A peaceful walk in the park. A man surrounded by green, suddenly gasping for air. It's a tragic end, but thanks to the psychic, Dennis Prado's family can finally bring him home.
I do not solve the case. They solve the cases, the detectives. The information that I'm able to retrieve in details assists them in following through in either trying to find the missing person or trying to find the perpetrator.
But Riley Vasquez knows he couldn't have solved this mystery without Annette's help.
Here. I know it.
I have no idea how Annette Martin does it. All I can say is, in this particular case, had it not gone to her, we probably would have never found him.